So when I started writing my ideas down for this video, I started to get a bit worried because I really haven't had any issues over the past 45,000 kilometers. I've taken on a heap of 2,000 kilometer road trips, used it daily for work on and off road, and taken it for 3 regular services, which have all come back with 0 issues. I've loved driving this vehicle as it's proven to be a trusty, reliable workhorse and all my weekend activities I do with my family. It's probably down to the fact that these vehicles come from a company that also make tractors, which are designed to work day in and day out, reliable for a farmer, in pretty harsh conditions, turn the key, get the job done. The fuel economy on this thing has been absolutely fantastic. From stock, I got 13 to 14 kilometers per litre, which has dropped to 10 to 11 after adding the roof accessories and the bull bar on the front, which is probably just down to changed aerodynamics. I've been able to experience the new Mahindra parts warehouse here in Australia after I got a chip in my windscreen, probably left it a bit too long and it turned into a big crack. I needed it to be fixed before a big road trip and I was able to get a replacement part to the booking the next day and get it replaced. So I thought the best way to share my experience is maybe to break it down into the 5 things I love and the 5 things maybe to watch out for if you own one of these vehicles. Number 1 is an obvious one. This thing is insane value for money. I was looking at an Isuzu MU-X before this, and for the price of one of those stock, I can get this plus all the accessories you see and still have spare cash at the end. This thing really is a perfect base to build your off-road vehicle on. And it does kind of feel like a bit of a too good to be true situation, but Mahindras just are a vehicle that are really solid and reliable. There's a company down in New South Wales which run a courier company. They've got 6 Mahindras and they've all gone over 600,000 kilometers with no issue at all. Which, can I just say, this thing definitely doesn't feel like a cheap vehicle at all. Which leads me on to point number 2. The interior feels super solid. It's like behind all this plastic and pleather is a really solid structure that really supports all the panels. I've taken this now on a heap of unforgiving roads with corrugations and every panel is squeak and rattle free even after 45,000 kilometers. Which brings me on to number 3, the off-road capability of this vehicle is insane. It's really good out of the box. The rear diff lock has definitely helped me get out of trouble in rocky and sandy situations. And it just seems like it does everything effortlessly. A lot of Mahindra customers I've spoken to talk about how these vehicles float across the sand. They're not going to get bogged down at all, which I totally agree with. It's like effortless forward driving. Number 4, strangely enough, is actually the captain chairs. And as a family of 4, we love it. The kids have a space to put all their toys and stuff on long road trips. And on shorter trips, the dog has his own dedicated space as well. I've heard a lot of people had an issue with this setup, but after owning it for a long time, we really value the way that this is laid out. I guess the problem is that people have an issue in their head about the number 6 instead of the number 7 for the amount of seats that are in this vehicle. And finally, number 5, the just drivability of this thing. It just feels so good. Yes, it's not going to get you up to 100 kilometers an hour as quickly as other vehicles out there, but it definitely feels punchy when you need to overtake. The suspension is insanely comfortable for stock, and I haven't got a bad back, unlike the previous vehicles I've owned after a 10-hour road trip. It tows our camper trailer like it doesn't even exist. So, top marks for comfort, safety and handling. Now, I'm sure you've been waiting for this, and this is my 5 issues with the vehicle, or 5 things I guess to watch out for if you're a Scorpio owner. Some of these haven't actually happened to me, I've just seen them online, so I thought I'd share them with you anyway, just to watch out for. So the first one is actually super random and probably just happens to me, but when I reverse up my steep driveway at home, it rains overnight and then the next morning I open the boot. Some water falls in because of the way that the boot design is. Super random, I know, it's gravity. I can't help the fact that water's on the roof and it falls when the door's open, but it is a bit annoying. Number 2 is a really common one that people talk about. The stop start is confusing. Yes, it stops the engine when you pull up at a set of traffic lights. Yes, it starts again when you take your foot off the brake. But when you pull up at the lights, engine stop, then you press the off button for the auto stop start system. The system is disabled and people freak out and they can't get their car to start again. They push the start button again, but it won't start because the car is still in drive. This is extremely stressful, especially if you're at the lights and there's a whole bunch of people behind you waiting. I had this issue first when I first got the car, and I guess I just got used to using it. Now when I plug in my phone, press that auto stop start button immediately so that the system's never enabled from the beginning. But a trick I've seen others do is place a zip tie or a coin in the button, and that way it's turned off permanently. Good news, however, there is a firmware fix coming. I don't know if it's out yet. I haven't heard about it being released, but it is in the works from what I hear. Number 3 is uneven tyre wear. I definitely haven't had this issue, and I've only seen a couple of people talk about it online worldwide, but after 10,000 kilometers, they're starting to see the outside of these tyres wear out. Now, maybe this is just a mass production issue, because I've seen it happen with other car manufacturers, but for $100 of preventative maintenance, it's probably just the best idea to go get your Scorpio wheel aligned if you want to make sure you get that longevity out of your first set of tyres. Okay, so now time for number 4, which is a software quirk, so I'll do my best to explain it as best as I can. During startup of the entertainment system, the dash will wait for all systems to come online. Pretty standard so far. However, on the rarest occasion, the hill hold system must time out. In other words, it took too long to start up, had an error, and the entertainment system probably waits, I guess, 20 to 30 seconds before moving on and showing an error on the dash. All I do in this instance is turn the car off, then on again, and it's gone away, and the system works as per normal. So, how many times has this happened to me over the last 15 months, you ask? Probably only 4 to 5 times, and I hear there's already a software update out there to fix this issue. I just haven't had the chance to go to my local dealer to get it installed, and more than likely new vehicles are already shipping with this fix. So, on to the final point, and this hasn't actually happened to me, but some have mentioned that the four-wheel drive system button is too close to the cup holder. Over the last 15 months, I've never once accidentally bumped that button into four-wheel drive. You definitely want to watch out that you don't do that, and there's a light that's on the dash to tell you if that happens, as it's not good for the driveline if you're driving on a bitumen or concrete road in four-wheel drive. So there you have it, my Mahindra Scorpio review. Would I own one again? 100%. I highly recommend you go check these things out. It really is good owning a Mahindra vehicle. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, if you like this content, make sure you hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. If you're looking for the long-term review on these accessories that I've added, it should be on my channel in the next couple of weeks. It's probably up here, I'll link it somewhere. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.